This is Matt from Brunch Boxing, and we are here with the legendary president of the WBC himself, Mauricio Sulaiman. What's going on, Jefe?
Hey Matt, how are you? Very happy to be in the program and excited to be here in Las Vegas. Pacquiao Barrios and so many great fights happening.
Yeah, listen, Manny Pacquiao, the legendary Hall of Famer, is back. Are you surprised that even at this age, Manny Pacquiao still decided to come back to the sport of boxing?
Well, Manny Pacquiao is a legendary champion. When he called me with a very emotional conversation stating he wants to retire as WBC champion, when he had all the medicals successfully passed and received a license from Nevada, the WBC voted in favor to allow him to challenge Barrios for the WBC title.
Now, we did see there were some people that was critical of that decision. Can you just explain to the people why you guys allowed Manny Pacquiao to fight for the belt?
Well, the rules stipulate that legendary fighters, extraordinary fighters like Manny Pacquiao is, or like Sugar Ray Leonard at the time, or Vitaly Klitschko at the time, Bernard Hopkins at the time, it allows them, if they have a medical clearance and a license from the Boxing Commission, they can challenge for the WBC title.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, one of your other champions, Sebastian Fundora, is defending your belt tomorrow against Tim Tszyu. Can you just talk about Sebastian Fundora and what it means for the WBC to have such a great representative and ambassador for that title?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great rematch. Fundora, Tszyu, they had a great fight, dramatic, bloody affair. Now they're doing it again. They're both great kids. All the press from Australia are here present with great excitement, and Fundora is here present. So it's going to be a tremendous fight.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention that your heavyweight champion, Alexander Usyk, is also fighting tomorrow against Daniel Dubois. How do you feel about that, Matt? You guys got a lot of title fights tomorrow, man.
Yes, it's an unbelievable, unprecedented day. We have 4 fights in Vegas, 2 fights at Wembley, 1 fight in Texas with Bam Rodriguez fighting. Last week we had New York women's card on Friday. Then 3 WBC fights on Saturday. Next week we have fights in New York and all over the world. So I'm very excited about what is happening in the world of boxing and the WBC with so much activity.
Yes, and you guys are always at the forefront of it. I just wanted to ask you about a couple situations at some of your weight classes as it comes to the titles. So at heavyweight, you guys have Adjit Kabayel as the interim champion. Is he going to be called for a mandatory anytime soon?
The WBC has taken a very clear position to support undisputed champions, unified champions, and to support the creation of future fights, future mega events. The WBC ruled for Fury Usyk and the rematch. Then we accepted to do an interim title when there was an injury and took the time. So Ajit Kabayel had fought 2 tremendous fights in the Riyadh season program. Then he fought Sang and knocked them out. So he's the interim champion. We have Dubois fighting Usyk. The winner will be undisputed. And then there are many options in the future. We do not feel a champion should be stripped of the title just like that. So we have given the example of Caballel. He's an interim champion. He can defend his championship. And we're trying to make the best program of fights for the undisputed champion in the heavyweight. So I don't know if that responds your question, but what we are doing. Okay.
Yeah, that was perfect. Now at cruiserweight, you did tweet out the other day that Badu Jack and Noel McCallan had reached an agreement for their rematch. I know Jake Paul was asking if he could get a Badu Jack fight. Where does that situation stand as it pertains to like Jake Paul and the cruiserweight division?
Well, Jake Paul is a unique situation. He's a influencer who has brought millions of viewers, uh, has brought attention to the sport, and all he needs to do is win against a ranked fighter. Um, Once he can defeat a ranked fighter, he will be ranked in the WBC. I have a very good relationship. We supported him when he was an amateur fighter. He won the WBC amateur belt in Germany. I mean, in England. So Jake is a kid with big things, big dreams, and he can be fighting for a title once he gets ranked in the WBC.
Now, at light heavyweight, your champion David Benavidez, he returns to the ring in November against Anthony Yard. Can you just talk about that matchup and what it is to have someone like David Benavidez representing the WBC?
It's a great fight. Benavides going out to the world. He deserves that. He's a tremendous fighter, and he was three-time super middleweight champion of the WBC. Never lost it in the ring, and then he conquered the light heavyweight, and he's just making his great legacy. He's a tremendous fighter.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Recently, you guys crowned Christian and Billy as the super middleweight interim champion. We all know Canelo Alvarez is fighting in that huge event in September against Terrence Crawford. How soon will you guys look to maybe order the mandatory for Christian and Billy?
Well, and Billy, we had a final elimination, Shiraz against
Berlanga.
Berlanga,
Uh
and
huh.
Shiraz won, so he earned the right to fight Mbili. We
Okay. Okay.
and that's why we want to build a tremendous fight uh, to have a mandatory challenger for the undisputed. Must be the best of the division.
Oh, that is great news. What's going on at middleweight? Because we know Carlos Adames, there were talks about him unifying with Janabek Alimkhanuly. Obviously, you guys ordered the mandatory with Miram Nursultanov. What's the status of the middleweight division? And if you have any idea, what is Carlos Adames going to do next?
Carlos Adames has a mandatory with Mayrim, and also they're exploring possibility of a unification fight. He will be fighting soon.
Okay, okay, all right. Now at super welterweight, you got Virgil Ortiz as the interim champion. We know Sebastian Fundora fights tomorrow. How soon before I know you said you were going to order Serhii Bohachuk against Virgil Ortiz, but how soon before you order Virgil Ortiz to fight Sebastian Fundora so he be successful?
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens tomorrow, and
Okay.
Bohachuk also might be fighting on September, so we have to uh, balance the agendas and the
Yes.
calendars of everyone, and not disrupt, not break things, but create and put people together to make great things.
Yes, absolutely. So at welterweight, Soliman Sissoko, he became, I guess, the mandatory with the fight that he had against Oscar, if I'm not mistaken. How soon before Mario Barrios will have to disperse his mandatory?
I believe Chisoko is going to do a great event in Africa. 2025 is the year of Africa for the WBC. He needs to come back and be successful and show the merits of being mandatory contender.
Okay. Now at super lightweight, junior welterweight, last week, Alberto Puello was defeated by Subriel Matias. Matias wants to fight Gary Antoine Russell. Dalton Smith wants to fight Matias. Everybody wants to fight. Everyone wants to unify. What is going on at 140 pounds?
Dalton Smith is the mandatory contender for Matias. Puello has requested a rematch, and we have tomorrow's fight also at stake. So once next week we will start looking into all the situations and have a ruling.
Now, if Subriel Matias,
Matt, he got to go. So let's
okay,
take the last one.
okay. Just tell the people about some of the stuff that the WBC has going on that they may not know about.
Well, we have the Riyadh Season WBC Boxing Grand Prix in Saudi Arabia. Four weight categories, tremendous professional boxing World Cup. It has been a great success. We are doing the quarterfinals in August, semifinals October, and the grand finale in December to crown the four fighters in heavyweight, middleweight, super lightweight, and featherweight with the Jose Sulaiman Beautiful Trophy.
Thank you so much, Mr. Suleiman, for taking the time out to speak with us, man. I hope we can do this again in the future, man. Just, you know, we're available. You let us know when you're available, man. Everyone wants to hear from Mauricio Sulaiman because you are, like, people look to you as, like, the leader of all the sanctioning bodies. You know, you have
Thank,
a very high position in the sport.
thank you so very much, and I'm available anytime for you guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you
the
so
time.
much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, man.
God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, that
Thank you.
was
Muchas
El
gracias.
Jefe himself, the president
Bye.
of the WBC, Mauricio Sulaiman, the Mero Mero, as Mike calls him.